Well, the book is called Wrestling for My Life, and it's about you getting out of your bad habits and finding God, and kind of the journey that you're on now as this kind of changed person after you found God. And I think that the book is timed perfectly because the WWE Network has been putting out documentaries like a lot as of late, whether it's the Rivalries documentaries and they've been going over your past on a bunch of them. And until I watched them like within the last couple months, I didn't realize how bad things were for you at the end of your first WWE run.
Yeah. Well, no, and I guess the thing is, some things, unfortunately, we get used to so much bad news,
right?
But we've lost a lot of guys in our line of work, and I it's one of the things Hunter writes in the forward. I mean, it was heavy on him that he was gonna wake up someday and come to my room and I was gonna be dead,
right?
And so. Yeah, that's I look at it as the Bible calls it being saved, but I look at it as
quite literally.
Yes, I mean in every sense of the word, my life literally being saved because I was headed down that road.
How was it though that I feel like your kind of struggle was a little more private than other people? I feel like people knew about Scott Hall's problems, and even when X-Pac was going through his problems and stuff like that, like Jake Roberts. Those were the names. But even when you were going through your troubles, I don't think anybody outside of the business was thinking Shawn is in too deep.
And the thing is, I can remember, telling folks it's just because I was really good at it. Mm-hmm. I found a way because there were tests. And, I could, that's why I always sort of had trouble defining if I was an addict because I didn't really. It's not like I had to have something. I could put away this and go to this. I could, stop doing this and move over to this. I mean, it was...
So instead of drinking, you're doing pills, and instead of pills, you're doing XYZ.
Whatever was allowed, Yeah. I could make do with whatever was the case.
Right.
But
there had to be something.
Exactly. Well, I had to dive into something to get away from the reality of what I was. And then after I got saved, and I've had people ask me, how did you do it? And can you help me? And I thought, gosh, I'm a very little help because it was one thing for me. It was one step. It wasn't 12.
You never had to go through a program or anything.
No,
you just found God.
And to your point earlier, I never got busted. In things
right.
of those, so it wasn't sort of out there. People internally certainly knew, but if you were a casual fan, you didn't hear about me.
Yeah, I mean, on these documentaries, they're saying that you would show up, when you were playing the role of commissioner, and you'd show up and you're slurring and you didn't know where you were half the time, and I'm going. They were putting him on camera and he was pulling it off. I had no clue.
Well,
this stuff was happening.
What nothing says I don't have a problem like being able to deliver when you have to.
Right.
And that's. I like to think that's probably what prolonged it. Again, It was, again, I don't know any other way to base it except being pretty good at hiding it.